Got it.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. And it could actually be evening for some of you watching now. This is Kristin with the Just As Planned Wedding Podcast. And today, my special guest, my very special guest, is Miss Helen McCue. She is hailing in from the UK and Moments Candlely Company. It just sounds so heavenly to even say that. Hi, Helen. How are you?
Hi, I'm absolutely fine. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. It's really nice to be on your podcast.
So nice to see you. And I actually don't even just get to see you today, but I'm actually holding product that is so amazing. And I'm so excited, which is a whole nother conversation. But this is your baby. You're surrounded by beauty behind you. And I would love for you to share with our brides watching how they can scent their wedding.
Yeah, so my name's Helen and I'm based in the UK. I'm based in Chester. So it's quite central in the UK. And in 2015, I decided to, whilst on maternity leave, as you do, quite a lot of women, when they go on maternity leave, they always either start a business or start a side hustle of some sort. And my side hustle was creating candles and fragrance products at home in my little kitchen. And I did that whilst I was on maternity leave with my daughter, because I worked in a bank and life was really fast paced. And so I needed to kind of invest in something or invest in myself. And this is what I did. Anyway, I suddenly got to find that I was really skilled at making these types of products, and I had a great skill for it. So I then launched a candle business, and it's called Moments Candles Co. And it's a successful retail brand, and we make products for ourselves, but we also have the pleasure of making products for other people too. And the reason why we called it Moments was because when I create a product or a fragrance, I want it to create a feeling. And so everything that we create and every candle we create, whether it's for ourselves or whether it's for other people, we will always create them based on feelings, because quite a lot of people nowadays, we're very much in tune with our feelings a lot more than what we were kind of maybe 10 to 15 years ago. And 10 to 15 years ago, when we'd buy a candle and fragrance product, we'd probably buy it because of how it smelled. And that's very important. That is very important. But nowadays, the market trend is everybody's buying them for the feelings. So we have so many lovely products. So it's going to be lovely to speak to you all today about how you can introduce fragrance within your weddings or within your homes around this special time.
I love it. I love it. It's such an amazing experience, right? Like it's an experience. It's like you said, it's not just a scent. We have, as a planner for 25 years, I love to make it different and unique for every wedding and every client, because every client is different and unique. So what you're bringing is giving them that added luxury of having someone walk into their event or their home during this planning time and set the tone for everything. And then they get to take a little treasure home that will remind them of it to follow. So
absolutely.
What is that process like? So people obviously you'll explain, because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So in terms of scenting your wedding and scenting your life, really, so as I said, people kind of buy the fragrance for the feeling. So it could be a candle, it could be, you might want more of a rush of a scent, so it could be like a room scent spray. Some people call them ambient sprays, some people call them aura sprays. Like, honestly, we've created so many and people just call them whatever they need. But in terms of your wedding planning, I think what's important is when you choose a candle or a fragrance, you want it to be a really, well, there's two. You either, if you're kind of really intense, you want something that's really relaxing. And if it's relaxing, it will help calm you down, slow your breathing, and it'll be really therapeutic for you to then journal your way through it or start planning. However, sometimes, because you've got lots of choices to make when you're getting married, so there's lots of choices, sometimes you need that little bit of inspiration. So you may want to go for a fragrance that's more uplifting, more vibrant, going to wake you up, especially if you're feeling that things are getting really intense and on top. So there's lots of different things that you can do, but just setting the scene. So making sure that if you're sitting down and you've got your wedding file or your wedding journal in front of you, lighting that candle, and then that candle, that scent will stay with you, because scents evoke feelings and memories. This is what it's all about. So we've helped people, and this is probably a couple of ideas for you, actually, people who are getting married. So we've done quite a lot of things. We've created like the wedding experience here in the UK. And I don't know whether it's a thing over there in America or whether it will be, but I really think that it's a great experience. So we started scenting some kind of celebrity weddings years ago, and what they did, they used to come here and we'd create them. Some people would want a bespoke scent created, but some people would just go along with some of our tried and tested amazing formulas, which is a bit more cost effective for people getting married. And then we would then create those in a range of different products. So it could be a perfume, it could be the candles, it could be diffusers, it could be the melts, it could be perfume oils, it could be room scents, so many. So we just kind of make them this fragrance and then put it across all the products, and we then pack them all away into what you call like a moments box, which is like a memory box, because moments is all about creating feelings, and candles and weddings are. So then this box then transferred into like a memory box. But what we did, we always make one for the bride to keep, because they want to keep it and treasure it, and then we make one for them to use as part of their wedding ritual. So it could be the night before the wedding that they sit in their bridal suite, they have the candle lit by the bed, it has like wording on it that makes you sit and reflect and feel and think about the journey that you're kind of going through, and also that scent carries you. Because like me, I've been married now 23 years, and the scent I get every single wedding anniversary is Estee Lauder Pleasures. Now, I make my own fragrance, beautiful fragrance, but my husband continues to buy it because he says when he smells it on me, he said it just reminds us of that special day. And so many of us we really underestimate. We pick our dresses, we pick our dresses, we pick our shoes, we pick our settings, right? But actually that one memory, and if you ask anybody, ask your parents, ask anybody, what scent did you wear when you got married? And I bet you that they really think about it. And 9 times out of 10, they have a really good memory. However, if the wedding didn't go to plan, sometimes, and we don't want that to happen, but then they don't have that much of a good memory, but they have a memory because scent evokes that feeling. So obviously, in terms of ideas and dressing your wedding, however you may do it, that scent can then be carried on. So we've kind of, like, for example, you could have like a little vaulted candle, you could have a little scent spray, you could have miniature perfumes, and they can all act as like wedding gifts. Because then the bridal party or the wedding party, so to speak, they can take that away with them. And also we've made, for one wedding, she actually wanted a scent spray for herself, and then she wanted like the mother of the bride, mother of the groom, and all the bridesmaids to wear the same perfume, so that when she walked down the aisle, that scent just trailed. And then we've also had it where wedding planners have literally scented like the linen on the tables and on the chairs, and scented the room so that when the guests walked in, they smelt it. and they just kind of inhaled it, and automatically they relaxed and started to enjoy the ceremony. We've had it where I know the majority of us have fresh flowers at weddings, but some people do have like artificial flowers, and they actually scent them. So they can scent those as well. So there's so many different things, but it's like, you know, we had one bride that literally wanted us to scent it several times throughout the day. And as well as the candles being lit, creating the beautiful ambience, you know, in the room, we also had this fragrance that was kind of wafting throughout the wedding.
I can just envision it and now and experience it. And I'm all about, as you know, enjoying the journey and wanting my clients to enjoy the journey. And this is such an important piece of it. I love it. Like just starting when they wake up that morning with that scent going in the room, getting ready, and carrying it out through, you know, coming back that evening and just taking it all in.
And then they, you know, we've known some brides take their memory boxes away with them on honeymoon, and then what they've done is kind of like use the diffuser, use the room spray, because actually they might go away on a honeymoon and it's 2 weeks away, but actually having that scent around you. You are one lady, she created this beautiful fragrance. It was oriental poppy. It's such a stunning fragrance. And she created that, and even to this day, like, she just continues to purchase it from us because she absolutely loves it. It just fills her with so much love and joy and pleasure of how amazing that day actually was. And I think she really underestimated the power of the fragrance, but it is something that's really nice to have. Quite a lot of extravagant weddings have always done this, but nowadays more people have choice and they're making it happen, which is really nice. And on our we create these wedding favors, and they're little vaulted candles, and it says on it, "Thank you for sharing our special day. Please light this candle to guide us on our way." And it's just so touching. And sometimes you see on social media the odd person, when it's somebody's wedding anniversary, in the thread, kind of lighting this candle just for an hour, you know, and this candle will last 10 years. And obviously we all want the wedding to last, outlive that candle, but they do. And it's the way in which, you know, we've known brides and grooms kind of set the scene and say, you know, we want you to kind of don't just use that candle and burn it. We want you to just take a moment to wish us well every single year, because marriage is about, you get married and it's all a great thing, but actually you need to work on it all the time and bring joy because you're faced with challenges, hurdles, happiness, and so much. And, you know, so you want people to really be around you, you know, throughout the journey of your life as you grow and have children, have families, and everything of the sort.
Yeah, and I can only envision, you know, if you're having a bad moment, you know, how nice is it to put you back in that space? So you come home and maybe it's just a bad week at work, right? And you just want to center yourself and come back to that moment when you were so happy and everyone was surrounding you. And you can easily do that with your scent now being readily available to you. I would imagine, I mean, if it was me, I would buy all kinds of it up, so I'd have it on anniversaries and special days and just keep it.
Definitely. And that's why we create that box to keep. So it's a box to use and box to keep, because that box to keep, it's there to last, you know, at least a decade, to be fair. It's there to last at least a decade if you look after it, so that you can kind of collect the memories, but also kind of send them too.
I love it. I love it. And so if there's people watching all over the world. So if people cannot come to you in the UK, I know this firsthand, that I can have all of these amazing scents sent to me. Sent to me. And it's happening now because I'm building some of my own candles for my retreats, and this house has never smelled so good. It's amazing. But they can do the same thing that I'm doing. You basically send them ideas based on conversation, and then they will burn those and see if it's something that they want to use. And then that's how it can be created if they can't come into your studio.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can do things remotely like we are doing with you. Which is, it's just the same experience. I think since COVID, well, prior to COVID, we used to invite everybody here and they used to go through the full wedding experience, which was beautiful. And we will probably be introducing that again in the near future. However, because of COVID, everything had to go online. So it's nice to kind of, it works doing it like this, especially for people that are overseas. So obviously you can just contact us and then we can look to send your wedding. But potentially it could be something that could come direct through to you, and then you could reach out to us as well. And then we can kind of support you, because if people are closer to seeing you in person, then potentially that could be an opportunity too.
And I know, again, I'm fortunate with this experience to be able to share with people that you also can design with them if they want a custom logo on their candle or their scent. Again, if they're using it as favors or using it throughout their wedding weekend, they can actually choose colors, they can choose fonts, designs.
Absolutely. So on some of our wedding candles, we have like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, for example, and have like the date that they got married. They can also have the venue on there. They can have like if they've got a family, some people have like family symbols, and which is quite nice. So they can just have a phrase on there, a poem that they want. So anything can be done really bespokely, but it's really just to create that really nice experience. Because when I got married, we had almonds on our table. What's the normal thing nowadays? I was saying the other day, me and my husband haven't been invited to a wedding for so long. I think because we're now in our 40s, it's like not as many people are getting married now, maybe kind of once a year. But what is the common like wedding favor nowadays that people use?
It's actually so varied now that I remember that it used to just be the little almonds wrapped in the little white netting with a ribbon. And I laugh now about that because I don't think I've seen an almond in 10 years. But you see chocolates and you see I feel like it's a lot of trinkets, things that maybe bottle openers or wine openers or koozies or things that just, or can coolers. Here we call them koozies. I'm not sure what you call them in the UK. But it's really anything. And I do always tell my clients, please share something that's important to you with your friends and family, right? So there's a reason you're sharing it, whether it's obviously with the candles, it's because you want them to remember that experience and bring them back to that point of the events. But, just make it something they're going to want to use and take home with them, because I hate it when I see that people have spent money and then things get left on the table. I would never leave a candle. I would.
No, I know. I've seen that actually. I went to an event not long ago, and there were some really good like metal straws, which I thought, reusable straws, and I thought, oh, these are great. As I was walking out, I was like picking loads up off the table, thinking, oh my God, how can people have left these? They would have cost money, really. So yeah, definitely, getting that choosing that gift that's really going to be emotive, and also that people are going to share as well to create the celebration. You know what social media is like now, when people, they'll share your photographs, they'll tag you in them of the big special day. Actually, when they go home, they may light that candle and then tag you, and really might remind them of that day as well. It's not just about creating an experience for the bride and groom, it's about creating an experience for the whole experience.
Yeah. I just had a thought where, I do mainly destination weddings. So for me, it would be really cool to have my clients use the candle or the spray as a save the date. and scent what they're looking forward to, right? So if someone's going to the ocean, or someone's going to the beach, or someone's going to the mountains, or they're going to Italy, there's so many things that they could look forward to if they were to light that candle and be like, oh, and then they get there, and that's that continued experience and scent. So that's where I'm gonna kind of infuse it, I think, into some of the new clients I'm working with. Carry it right through.
Definitely. It's going to be such an amazing experience, and you already provide such a great experience. So it's going to be off the scale.
And so, what is the lead time? So if you're watching, or we have clients watching, and they want to know, how long should they plan? I guess if they're doing it as a save the date, obviously the earlier the better. But how long is the process that they should plan to work with you to make sure that they properly give themselves and you enough time?
Yeah, I would say give yourself time. I think certainly because you want to be making some choices, and as you kind of get to the point of like three months prior to the big day, all the stresses kind of come to fruition, don't they? So you want to plan it at a time to enjoy the process. So I'd probably say halfway through would be great. So choose, I don't know. Is it still a dress, the first thing that people choose?
Usually.
Yeah, dress, venue, probably venue dress. I'm trying to take myself back to my day. Yeah, I think mine was venue dress, and then I would say that's the point, really, because when you've chosen those two fundamental parts of the day, I think it then enables you to set the scene, set the decor, set the vibe, set the theme of the day. And so I would say definitely in between, and I would leave yourself at least 5 to 6 months, just so that you can not rush the process. So it can be done quite quick. It depends if you're a quick decision maker, but really this is an experience. So you don't just want to, rush it. This is something that you're wanting to stick around forever and a day. So to remind you of this amazing day. So I would definitely give yourself at least kind of 5 to 6 months.
Yeah, I think for me, typically my clients will choose a location, like a destination, and then a date. And then sometimes, as you know, people want a date, they want a special date, but then the venue is not available. So we start to play with that a little bit. But I can see them just carrying this throughout. And, a lot of people think when they come into a wedding, it's all white roses and rose scent. And that is completely changing. There's so many variations of scent and flowers. And like you mentioned earlier, a lot of people now are using the faux florals to be able to keep some of them and hold on to them. So how great would it be to be able to scent those still with your process? So that's exciting.
Absolutely. I've known people do the artificial florals on the table, and then a guest has taken them away. And again, that's formed part of like the memory. But I think out of lots of the weddings that I've kind of seen or dressed in terms of scents, I've really enjoyed seeing the ambience of the candlelight. It's just, there's something so romantic and so relaxing about it. It's beautiful. But obviously when it gets to nighttime, when people dance, it's always advisable to move those candles somewhere safe, just in case somebody dances on the table.
So I'll share with you one wedding I did. It was a destination wedding, and they had all the children at one table and the kids table. And we specifically had removed all of the candles from that table. And people got dancing, and all of a sudden I was like, something is on fire. Well, those little buggers, they ran around to the other tables and collected some of the candles to make a fort underneath their table.
Oh my goodness.
With live candles, and sure enough, caught the linen on fire.
No way. Oh my goodness.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, and it was immediately taken care of, but always remember, if there are children.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
Very nice.
definitely. When it gets to the evening, you definitely need to put them either higher on a ledge, or obviously blow them out to keep. You know, you can always blow them out if they've not fully kind of burnt down. So, you can always blow them out to keep. But and then obviously in the evening you can just scent the room because that's nice and safe. But really, it's designed to kind of create that lovely ambience, and it looks lovely if on the top table, on the family tables. It's beautiful. But yes, you do have to be careful. I've never known anything like that happen, but it can happen. So you've got to make sure that,
Yeah.
make sure that it doesn't. But yeah, so
I
children
think
and
that I think that was probably a very rare experience. I just, it is one for the book.
definitely, definitely. It's all
Aw, thank you so much, Helen. And we're going to put all of your contact information so people can reach out to you. And of course, if anyone wants to reach out to me, I can connect you with Helen as well. But firsthand experience, I can tell you that it is amazing. And I am so excited to have my own candles
can't wait
with
to come
you.
on. I'll have to come on again when you're launching.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Thanks so much.
oh, thank you, Helen. I appreciate it. And so, everyone, you'll be able to find contact information for Helen. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us. We certainly hope your wedding goes just as planned. And we're here for you with questions. So, thank you. And thanks for joining us today. And thanks, Helen. I'll talk to you soon.